Welcome to Oscar's Green Card. Today we're going to talk about the visa bulletin for August 2024. Hi, my name is Oscar, and as you know, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a scientist, and in this channel we talk about green cards like EB2 NIW or EB1A in which you can self-petition. And that means that you can be the owner of your immigration future. You don't need to have a job offer, a company sponsoring you, and you can even do it without lawyers, saving tons of money. We talk about that in this channel, but today we're going to focus about a topic that a lot of you care about, and that's the visa bulletin. The visa bulletin dictates how the lines of people move. When should you expect to get a green card? It's an estimate, but it helps us tracking what's going on with this crazy world of green cards in the US. We specifically are going to cover EB1 and EB2. Those are the two categories in which we have self-sponsored green cards. So let's jump to my other screen and talk about where you can get the visa bulletin. So you don't need to rely on me necessarily, but I'm happy to host you and guide you through this visa bulletin every month. But if you go to this website from travelstate.gov, you can find the official information. You just have to Google visa bulletin and the first result will take you here. On the left side, you always have the current visa bulletin, in this case, July 2024. And on the right side, you can open the new visa bulletin that they release at some point in the month. We never know when it's going to be. Today is the 9th, but sometimes it happens on the 12th, sometimes it happens earlier. And when they release it, you will be able to see what's going to happen the following month, in this case, August 2024. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open both of them so we can compare them and see if we see any changes or things remain the same. And I'm also going to explain what things mean so you can really understand what's going on with the green cards. At the end, I'm going to show you the historical wait times so you can see the overall trend. So we don't only look at one month, but we see how things are moving overall. Okay, so let's start. Let me clarify and tell you that we are going to focus on table A. Table A is what dictates the end of the process, okay? What you need to look is you will see a date on the tables and you have to compare your priority date with that date. If your priority date is earlier than the date we are going to see in the table, then you're good to go. You have a visa number available to you and you can finish the green card process. You may be called for an interview if you are abroad. If you're in the US, maybe they waive it, but maybe they call for an interview and you may get that green card that you have been waiting for such a long time. And I'm going to do something that one or two of you suggested, that is, I'm going to open both visa bulletins in the same screen so you can easily see what's going on. So on the left side we have July, on the right side we have August, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to pass over the family green cards because in this channel, at least for now, we don't talk about those green cards. So I'm going to position ourselves in table A, final action dates. That's the table I was saying that is the most important one, particularly now at the end of the fiscal year. The fiscal year finishes in September. September will be the last month. And then October will see the beginning of fiscal year 2025. So in table A, we see that for the first category, EB1, we have a C, current, for most countries. And that is usual, except China and India. That's the same situation for the following month. China had November 2022, will continue to have that date. India, February 2022, again, no change in August. We see exactly the same situation in EB1 or EB2. In EB1 in July or in August. Let's see now EB2, which includes EB2 NIW. What we see here, we see a date of 15th of March 2023 for most countries. And that's exactly what the visa bulletin for August is showing as well. So no change. And no change, by the way, means that is not great, okay? Because 1 month has passed from July 2024 to August 2024. So if we wanted to see positive news or neutral news, the dates in the visa bulletin should advance at least 1 month, okay? 1 month in real life, 1 month in the dates in the visa bulletin. Anything less than that is not good news. So when things don't move, that's bad news, because essentially the line of people is increasing by 1 month. Okay, there's more people waiting. The people that were in line, they are not getting new green cards. So this is effectively not good. Okay, not neutral, not good. So we see 15th of March 2023. So that's about 16 months of wait time at this point for people in the EB2 NIW category. And China and India have little changes. China has no change whatsoever. March 2020 and March 2020, again, that's not good news. And India has 1 month advancement from June 2012 to July 2012. And again, 1 month advancement means that it's neutral news, okay? Because 1 month in real life, 1 month in the visa bulletin. So India, neutral news, but the Indian situation is already not good at all in EB2. You see that there's 12 years of backlogs compared to 16 months for rest of world for this category here of most countries. And that's really not good for Indians. That's why so many Indian applicants are trying to strengthen their profiles to focus on this EB1, this higher category, which requires that you prove that you are a person of extraordinary ability. And if you are able to do that as an Indian, it's way more beneficial, because instead of having those 14 plus years of wait time, which is absolutely crazy, you have just a couple of years, which is, is not good, but it's at least doable. Okay, so I totally understand people trying to do that switch. It's not easy, I have to warn you, and I always warn you. In other news, EB3, which we don't cover here, is seeing some difficulties. Not so much in August, not huge changes in the dates, but in the warning that USCIS is giving to the EB3 category. If you go down to the final notes, they talk here about how it's going to be necessary to retrogress the dates for EB3 in the following month of September. It says, although retrogression has not been necessary, and let me zoom in a little bit, has not been necessary for August, it will likely be necessary to either retrogress the final action date or make the category unavailable in September. This situation will be continually monitored and any necessary adjustments will be made accordingly. Okay, so this is a situation that we saw with EB2 a couple of months ago, where USCIS warned us that we may see retrogressions in EB2 category, but actually that didn't materialize, which was extremely strange. I comment on that in our last month's update. It was very, very bizarre that USCIS is telling us retrogression is coming, and then it doesn't come, and we actually saw even good news for that category. I don't know what's going to happen with EB3. It does sound serious, a serious warning for these EB3 applicants, but as you know, in this channel we don't really cover that category, so I'm not going to talk much more about that. Now we're going to do a brief break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about what has been happening over the months for EB1 and EB2. And this brief pause is just to tell you that if you are serious about your green card journey and you're looking into EB1, check out eb1greencard.info. You have it here on the left side. If you are interested on NIW, check my website eb2niw.info. In those websites, I have tons of information for people like you, people that want to take their future into their own hands and not hire a lawyer and do the process by themselves. Among the different resources that we offer is my online course. Here you have the curriculum for the EB2 NIW online course. We have 9 modules full of information, full of video lectures. Each one of these modules comes with different lectures in video, in English and in Spanish, where I tell you all about the requirements of this category, how to fulfill the requirements, how to go about drafting each of the documents that you need to draft. Plus, now we are engaging with 2 external companies. If you need a professional or business plan, or if you need credential evaluation report or independent recommendation letters, we have discounts for EB2 NIW course members, okay? You can submit questions in each lesson, and once a month we meet in a live session where you can ask me directly. So what are you waiting for? Join us. And now let's talk about the historical progress or absence of progress in the visa bulletin. I want you to have a good picture of what has been happening with this publication, so you can see the trends more than month by month. You know, it's good to know the news, what's happening in August in this case, but it's better to know how things progress or not in the years, you know, in a different time scale. So here I have my Excel spreadsheet, and what I plot is the number of months to become current in each visa bulletin. So this is for EB2, rest of world, so all countries except India and China. And what we saw is that since the end of 2022, until then, we had 0 months of wait time. We had a C current in the visa bulletin. Now, after that, the dates started moving in the wrong direction, and more, we had increasing number of months to become current until we reach a more or less steady state after May 2023, and now we are always fluctuating between 14 and 16.5 months. So that has been happening in table A. We see that oscillation of dates, and we are now again at the maximum of that band. We reach again 16.5 months in August 2024. We still have 1 month to finish this fiscal year. That will be the next visa bulletin of September. We'll have to see if we cross for the first time ever that 16.5 mark, and we get into a unknown territory in the negative sense. Here on the right side, we have, and I don't know why there's like a glitch here on the screen. No, okay. Here on the right side, we have a similar graph, but here is the number of months to file an adjustment of status, because depending on the month, you need to use table A or table B. Today I didn't go into detail on that because at the end of the fiscal year, we always use table A, but sometimes we don't. So you see that the situation is a little bit better in general, but in the recent months, the trend is always upwards, and we should expect that to continue 1 more month, and then in October, when we switch back to table B, then this will essentially drop like we are seeing here in these months, okay? So this is the situation, time to file adjustment of status, time to become current based on table A. Now we're going to discuss India and China, okay? China for EB1. I'm not going to discuss EB2 for those, I'm going to discuss EB1. And what we are seeing in China, and this is new, I've never shared this plot, is that China was in a very nice situation like rest of world for EB2 until the end of fiscal year 2022. It seems that at the end of fiscal year 2022, things exploded in terms of demand for green cards, and we saw a continuous increase, and now we are again reaching near maximum of 21 months to current, and the maximum was 21.5 for China in EB1. Okay, a little bit better if we look at adjustment of status, because there are certain months where they allow us to use table B, and that makes things better. But in general, pretty bad trend for this EB1 China. And India, I warn you, is absolutely crazy. And we know that because we have been following India for a while. This is India EB1, and what we see is that in summer 2023, we saw a huge jump in table A from 17 months to, wait for it, 139 months, okay? We saw a huge retrogression in the visa bulletin, and then USCIS said that it would correct very quickly. They said in 1 or 2 months, but actually the reality is that it took way longer. In fact, we haven't gotten to the point where we were in summer 2023. We were at 17 months then, and we are still at 30 months to become current based on table A. And as usual, the other plot that I have for adjustment of status is very similar, but a little bit more positive because we sometimes can use table B. So that's the situation for EB2 rest of world, EB1 China, EB1 India. I hope that you are still hopeful that things will move to the right direction. I hope that will happen in October. In October, we not only change quarter, we change fiscal year. And when a new fiscal year is started, the quota of green cards gets renewed. You know that in the US, we have this system where they can allocate 140,000 employment-based green cards per year, and that's a mandate from Congress. USCIS has nothing to do with that. They can only follow orders. So approximately 140,000 visa numbers. So that's why throughout the year, things get progressively worse as they use up that number of green cards. And in October, when the new fiscal year starts, we can only hope that the situation will be better. We don't know how much better it will become. We can only hope it will. We will see some step change, but we'll have to be paying attention. But we still have one more month to go, and that's the month of September. And I will see you here in September to bring you, well, not in September, in October with the September Visa Bulletin to bring you the news that we have, good or bad. You know that here I tell you the news as they are, never trying to do predictions, never trying to sugarcoat the news. These are the news, this is the data, and I'm here with my websites, with our courses to support your green card journey. Good luck.